Good afternoon. This is Elenisa Vasquez, and today I'm going to walk you through some of the settings that are important and that you can manage in your Seesaw classes. To access settings, simply click on the wrench at the top right, and you will see a menu of different options. So the first category are all class settings. If you scroll down a little further, you'll see that these are all the settings that manage your students. These are the settings that manage your families, settings for the class blog, settings for the folders, skills, and others. If you continue scrolling down to the very bottom, you'll see archive class. So if you need to archive a class, parents will be prompted that you have archived the class and they have 60 days to download any student work or activities that they would like to keep. When you archive a class, that opens up another space for you to add another class. So just keep in mind that under the free account, you can have up to 10 free classes. So let's take a look at the first couple of settings here. You can change the class name, the grade level. You can also manage teachers. So if we click on that, you're going to see that you can add a teacher's email address and invite her or him to be a co-teacher in your class. Just keep in mind that both of you or all the teachers in the class would have the same permissions. So for example, you would both be able to invite parents, approve items, edit or delete items, and you can also see that you have a current list of your teachers, which you can remove if you should ever need to. You can also change the color of the class with your class theme, and you can change the icon that appears here at the top in your class. For student sign-in, it is recommended that for elementary, we just keep class code QR codes and shared devices since they are all sharing iPads. If you need to add students, just go ahead and click on Manage Students, and you can simply add a student down here at the bottom. You can also manage a student by clicking on his or her name, and you'll see that you can change the first name, the last name. You can see what the display name is, and you can change that. You can also change their icon, or you can even upload a picture of them or a drawing of them that they would like to add as their icon, personalized. You can also see if there's any parents connected to the account, which right now there are none. Just word of caution here that if you do remove a student from the class, then all the work that they have done in your class will be deleted completely. So if a parent is connected, the parent will no longer be able to access that child's work. So just be very careful with removing a student from the class. These are also pretty important here. You can manage whether students give each other likes or comments. So for example here, for student likes, you can enable the student likes or you can disable them. So by toggling this on and off, students won't be able to give another student a heart saying that they like their work. They won't be able to comment or anything like that. That would be here for the enable student comments. And new comments require approval. So you can moderate that and approve the comments that are coming through before they're made public in your Seesaw feed. So that would be a good idea, especially at the very beginning when you're working on digital citizenship with your students. If it ever comes a point where you need to remove these privileges, simply toggle them off and the students would not have these privileges any longer. You can also toggle this. Students can see each other's work. So if it's on, it says that any kind of work that a student does, it will be visible to the entire class. So if I have some approved posts going in my feed, when another student logs in, they can see what the other students are doing or what they have turned in. This can be good because you can, it's a good way for them to share what they've done, their products with each other. But if you would like to take this off, it is an option. Also, you can decide whether you want to approve new items. And so if you don't want any items to be approved before they post, you just toggle this off. If not, then when it's on, you will have to approve the post before it is made before it is posted into your Seesaw feed. And then this is also important, enable item editing, because if it's off, the student won't be able to edit any text that they have typed up or any kind of writing that they've done in their work. So make sure that that is on so that way students can go back and make those edits that they need to in their writing. And then of course you can enable the family access. You can invite families here. Okay, so you can print paper invites or you can have email invitations with a sample email. You can approve parents who are requesting to view the students in their work. And then you can also manage if the families are able to comment or if their comment requires approval from you before becoming public. For the class blog, again, our class blog is an option if you would like to share your WOW work with an audience. You can enable the blog, and likewise you can also disable the blog. And here you can determine whether students will post to the blog or if you determine what goes posted to the blog. So again, I would just be very cautious with those two so that way you know exactly what is being posted and made public from your Seesaw account. Here are a couple of blog settings. You can have folders in your blogs. You can enable the comments on the class blog or you can disable them. And you can also password protect your blog. So this is great if you want to keep the blog only to your parents in the class. You can create a password, share that with your parents, and then that way the access to your blog will be limited to only those who you share the password with. You can also manage how your blog looks. So you can change the name of your blog, the URL, which is the ending part of the link in your blog, and you can add a nice description and a header to your blog. Folders are a great way to keep organized. So you might want to have items that describe or items for fluency. You can also create a folder for listening, for speaking, and you can actually organize your activities by the different skill that you're working on with your students. And so you can create folders, and another good thing about folders is that you can actually prompt the students to add the activity to a folder. So right here where it says show add to folder step, you can actually say, you know, teachers and students, you will be prompted to add the activity to a specific folder. So this would be great if you are using folders to help your students learn how to organize their activities and put those into the correct folders. And for managing skills, I don't believe that Skills is a free product yet, but if you do have a paid version of Seesaw, then you can actually tie skills into each of your activities, and then you can use that to analyze data and manage what you've been assigning to your students and what skills that you've been reviewing with them. So you can also show the Getting Started checklist, which prompts the students to have a reminder of what they need to do each time they post. So maybe you want to keep that on in the first few months of using Seesaw until you know everyone has a hang of it. And you can also save activities to your camera roll. So you can enable that, especially with the use of iPads. That is when it works the best. Okay, so like I said, you can either reset the student and family QR codes if you need to reset the QR code. This is where you can do it. Or like I said, if you are finished with this class for the school year, you can archive the class and free up some more space in your class lists. So there's a few things that you can actually manage in your Seesaw class. And again, that's found over here in the wrench under the settings. If you have any questions, please let me know. My name is Elenisa Vasquez and my email is ecvasquez@laredoisd.org. Thank you.